Hi, my name is Suzanne Lavelle, and I will be presenting a brief overview of the following SM444 Professional Selling and Salesforce Management Roleplay. The roleplay exercise will open up with Alec and Jarrett preparing to make a phone call to the University of Michigan men's hockey program in order to sell them a product. Alec and Jarrett work for a company called Locker Room. Locker Room is a company that develops applications with Apple's iOS Development Center in order to create products that will be of use for their clients within the sport industry. Overall, the principal goal is not just to sell an iPad application, but help reinforce and maintain a lasting partnership and relationship between Michigan Athletics and the Locker Room. The Locker Room hopes to get the Michigan ice hockey team to purchase the Locker Room app for iPad due to their belief that the app will help the program gain and maintain a competitive advantage as they transition into an inaugural season with the Big Ten Conference. Major Taylor will be taking on the role of Dave Brandon. Dave Brandon is currently the athletic director for the University of Michigan. Michael Salamino will take on the role of Red Berenson. Red is currently the head hockey coach for the University of Michigan. The sales approach technique that Alec and Jarrett will be using regards personal selling. Personal selling is a person-to-person business activity in which the salesperson uncovers and satisfies the needs of a buyer to the mutual long-term benefit of both parties. This implies a customer-centric approach to be used, meaning Jarrett and Alec must make the customers, Dave and Red, the very center of everything that they decide to do and say during their sales approach. Alec and Jarrett will also go about their sales presentation by using a formula method. After using a variety of trial closing techniques, Alec and Jarrett end up selling their iPad application to Red and Dave.
I do, Alice. I've actually been
Hey, Alec, how are you?
Mr. Brandon, nice to
see you again. And Jarrett, right?
Yeah, nice to meet you, Mr. Brandon.
All right, we're going to actually take this in another office, all right?
All right, great.
Follow me. Red, how are you?
Dave, my main man.
The guys, Alec and Jarrett.
Coach Benson, nice to meet you.
Jarrett, nice to meet you. You guys take a seat.
So thanks a lot for taking the time to meet with us today. I know we spoke on the phone before, but my name is Alex Sturton, and I'm in charge of team engagement. And this is Jarrett, and he's in charge of logistics and analytics.
Absolutely, no problem. We talked earlier, and I've been interested, and me and Dave have spoken on the phone, and I'm really interested to see what you guys got.
Absolutely. Yeah, longtime fan of the program. It's just a crazy run you guys put on there at the end of the season, huh?
Yeah, we figured it out, and we came together as a team, and it was a good run. And I know we didn't reach our ultimate goal, and that's always disappointing. But you know.
Yeah, you got some talented players coming back though, and
right, good
should be a good season next year, right?
Yeah, good recruiting class. So
absolutely.
Yep, we're excited.
Yeah, well, Jarrett and I are both big fans of the program. We actually went to undergrad here together.
Oh, fantastic!
Yeah, and we've seen you on the ice for quite some years, so it's good to see that you're still with the program.
Yeah, it's been a good run.
And these guys did an amazing job with our basketball program this year.
Yeah, so we worked with Coach Beeline and the entire staff to implement our services, and you can look at the success that they're still having this postseason. So we're pretty excited for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it'll be fun to see how they do.
I mean, so I have done a little bit of research on the application, and I'm not the most technical, techie guy, but I barely know how to turn this thing on. But I'm interested, and Dave's told me a lot about it. So
yeah,
go right ahead.
So that's great. I'm glad you took the time to do a little bit of research on us. We have worked with Dave in the past. Jarrett can certainly speak on some of the technical aspects, but before we get deep into that, I'd kind of like to know, as a coach and as a team, what some of your concerns are with the communication with the players, and see where we could be a good fit with your team moving forward.
Absolutely. I mean, the goal is that everyone gets the message. Everybody knows what they're supposed to be doing, when they're supposed to be doing it, and sometimes that can get lost in translation. Somebody doesn't get the message. It's a lot of word of mouth. We do send out a lot of text messages, so we take advantage of that. But the goal is, first and foremost, that everybody knows what to be doing and when to be doing it.
So that's great. You know, that's a good goal to have, that everybody's on the same page. But when I hear you say that you send out some text messages to the players, I'm sure you guys have an email thread that you use as well. What would you say is the current form of communication that you have with your guys right now?
Well, I would actually say that the most used form of communication would be word of mouth. You know, they know usually practice is at this time, and once we get them all there, you know, we tell them. But, you know, with class schedules, they're all students first and foremost. Sometimes the players are coming in late and they might miss it. So in that case, it's a text message, you know, or they'll come up and they'll ask. But, you know, that's faulty sometimes as well. So
that's great. You know, word of mouth communication is obviously very important. I'm sure that's how you spend most of your practices and game times. But if there was an application that existed that you could communicate with your players off the ice for scouting reports, for different offensive and defensive sets, do you think that'd be something that you'd be interested in using?
No, that's an excellent point, and that would be fantastic. But, you know, me, I've been here over 30 years, and we've done it, you know, with paper and a lot with the whiteboard. You know, just writing. But you know, that stuff gets erased. You know, you're depending on a lot of the players just to remember. And if they can have something that's handheld that they can take, you know, off the ice, away from the rink, you know, back to their dorms, back to their houses, and you know, look over that in their own time. You know, when they're away from the facilities, that would be pretty good. But like I said, I'm an old school guy. I like paper, and I like just talking to my guys.
So one other piece of information we'd like to know about is your scouting process. Just like you can use this tablet and the program to communicate information with the players, do you think it would possibly be useful to transfer videos and other information from coaches to other coaches?
No, absolutely. That's an excellent point. Currently, the video analysis that we get is very minimal. It's you know, just a handheld, and we just link it and put it on our computers, and we kind of just sit around, and that's hard to do, hard to coordinate, because we're all doing different things at different times. So if it was something that I could have my assistants, one of my assistants, or even student managers, you know, with the tablet, capturing video and putting it up, so we can, you know, after practice, or you know, once we're home, or in the morning in the office, we can all, you know, be in our separate offices looking at different aspects of the video and scouting. That would be incredibly useful.
That's great. You know, it's always good to get a little bit more information about the program and about the coaching staff and some of the objectives that you guys have. What I'd like to do now is walk you through this application, kind of talk to you about how it works and how it would be a great benefit to this, you know, this established program that you guys have here at the University of Michigan.
All right, that sounds fantastic.
So as you know, we are the locker room. We are the first in this space to provide a managerial tool for coaches to communicate with their coaching staff and their players. Our goal here in this conversation today is not to just sell you an application and walk out the door. What we're trying to do is establish a long-term relationship between the locker room and your coaching staff to be able to benefit you for seasons to come.
There are four main functional aspects of this program. The first is a discussion section, where if your players have questions off the ice, they can upload questions and coaches can answer them. The second is a place where you can upload videos for scouting videos or drills, and players, you know, can look at other teams or look at drills they want to learn before they go into practice, which will help set up things beforehand and kind of helps with the issues with word of mouth of everyone being on the same page. The third is travel schedules and meetings. You can also upload those onto there, and like communication, like word of mouth, it should help that all players should be able to know what they're supposed to do, and there should be no issues with people getting to where they're going on time. And the fourth is coach to coach, which is really recruiting videos that if you have a scout or a coach out somewhere and have a video of recruit, you can see it instantaneously. So instead of having to wait to send it somewhere and having a bunch of different videos in different places, it's all, you know, in one place, you all can see it, and only coaches can see it.
You guys have talked about the functionality of it, and it all sounds great, and you spoke on how it's benefited the basketball program here at Michigan and also in the NFL. But, you know, we're hockey, and we do things a little bit different. You know, they've got 15 guys, we have 26. So how could you tailor it to work for a hockey program?
We've looked at other teams and how they scout and what their winning percentage is compared to their goals, and between our clients with the Ravens and the 49ers in the NFL and the Michigan basketball team, the Duke basketball team, our data has backed up our hypothesis that our program definitely helps in the short run and in the long run.
Well, that's great.
you know. But another concern that I would have is, you know, we do run a tight budget here, and you know, the cost of the iPads themselves to get them to 26 players, 4 coaches, and any support staff as well, and the application itself, and you know, obviously you guys have to make some on your end as well. So I don't know if we would have it in the budget right now.
So I understand budget's a big concern for a lot of our other clients, and I know that eSport here at Michigan operates with a very different budget. But my question to you, Mr. Brandon, would be: would you be comfortable with implementing something relatively similar to what we did with the basketball program last year?
You're right, Alec, and you know from working with me in the past that I am a numbers guy. But I do love the innovation of it, and it was very impressive seeing your work with the basketball program.
So I understand that, and it all sounds fantastic, but you know, how realistic is it that we could possibly have this set up and running for next season? I know we just finished up our season recently, but you know, it sounds like it's pretty comprehensive, and that the installation process could take some time.
Mr. Brandon can elaborate on the process for the basketball team, but it only took a day to explain to the players and coaches how to use it, and we're able to implement everything that the basketball team said they were going to need with the program in a month. And because we're a small company, we don't have that many clients, it means we're completely dedicated to focusing our resources on you and being able to get what you've done whatever your timeline is.
Yeah, Beeline had the same concerns last year, and telling you the training program was excellent. I was able to actually step in for a second, and everybody seemed to get it, players, coaches, the entire staff, and even me. I was able to give the little bit I was able out of it. I don't think you'll have any concerns with the program at all.
As the meeting came to a close, Red was provided with a letter of recommendation on behalf of the Duke basketball program supporting the locker room and the overall success of the app.
Yeah, this is exactly what I was looking for. You know, you guys talked about it being a competitive advantage, and we're all about the innovation and being the first, you know, in hockey to implement this application. And you know, as you know, we did have some struggles this year, and anything that can get us back to that elite level would be great. And this is what I was looking for as far as testimonials. This is perfect.
It's great. It's good to hear that. So in quick summary of what we've talked about today, we talked a little bit about your communication problems that you've got with the team, some of your concerns that you've had. We talked about the functionality of the locker room, how it's going to add great value to your team, both from the coaching perspective and the player perspective. And then we talked a little bit about our testimonials with Coach Beeline and Coach K down there at Duke. So after hearing all this and our conversations that we've had today, do you believe that the locker room is going to be a good tool for you guys moving forward in upcoming seasons?
Yeah, absolutely. I can see the benefits. I can see the competitive advantage. I can see the value that it's going to add to Michigan hockey. I guess at this point, what I would really like to do is just really sit down and talk about the specifics of, you know, the benefits that Coach Beeline's seen with the basketball program, and then after talking with him, sit down with Dave and kind of figure out what the best way to go forward is. And I would really like the chance to sit down and, you know, schedule another meeting with you guys if you guys would be up for that.
Coach Patterson, it's great to hear you say that. It sounds like, barring your conversations with Coach Beeline, this is going to be a great thing that we're going to move forward with. Always great to add another Michigan team to our clientele. So follow-up steps, I'd love to schedule some time with Alice. If you've got any questions or concerns in the meantime, here's my contact information, and I really look forward to talking to you soon.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot, Alec.
Thanks a lot.
Jarrett.
Thanks a lot.
Pleasure.